If your grip strength is holding you back in the gym, I have just the product for you. Boom. These right here are game changers when it comes to your grip strength, back days, leg days in the gym. These are going to help you so much when it comes to lifting heavier weights in the gym. We all know that grip strength is very, very important when it comes to the gym. A lot of times your grip strength is going to be your limiting factor in the gym. You're going to get to a point to where your muscles are much stronger than your grip can allow you to lift. So at some point, your grip strength is going to become that failure point to where you can't lift any more weight. Well, this right here is how you're going to get past that. So this is basically a newer version of wrist wraps that used to look like this. So this is the old version, and you probably would still see these a lot. This kind, honestly, these are great. These work good. I use these literally for years, and they still work good. I still see people using them all the time. But as you know, things get upgraded to these, and these are nice because you don't have that long flappy thing like you do with these. When you put these on the bar, you have to wrap them around the bar 3 different times for them to work, and it's very difficult to get them on there because your hands you can't use 2 hands. You only have one hand. So that's why these are much better because it's much easier to wrap them on the bar with just one hand. So I really, really, really like these. These I have are actually not like the name brand. The original brand that come out is called Versa Grips. This is basically like a knockoff brand. It's called Grip Power Pads Pro. But honestly, these are great. I've had these for a couple of years now, and I use them a lot, and they are still holding up very well. I mean, you can tell they definitely, yeah, they got some dirt on, because I use them, but they're still in very good shape for a couple of years worth of work. And honestly, these were much cheaper. These were like less than half the price of the Versa Grips. So we'll get into the pricing a little bit later on. But yeah, these are a great option. Check them out. Link in the description below. But what we're going to do today is just we're going to review these grips, show you how you can use them, how to use them, and some pros and cons of them. And so, yeah, let's get right into it. So first and foremost, let's break down the actual components of the grip. So you have your wrist strap, obviously, where it hooks on your wrist. So you just undo the Velcro right there, loosen it up here so your hand can fit in, slide your hand in, and then tighten this Velcro right here. And then voila, it's on sits on your hand like that. So then what you do is instead of having it in your hand like this and grabbing the bar here, you actually put the bar in between this flap and your hand. So the bar will go in here. You'll wrap it around. I'll show you. I'll put some B-roll on the screen to show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, you'll wrap the bar like that. So this is just a leather little strap and actually has like a little pad in there. Make it a little softer on your hands. This also helps great with tearing your hands up. So if you normally wear gloves in the gym, these are great. It's going to prevent you from tearing up your hands, getting all them calluses and things that you get while you're lifting weights. So yeah, there's not much to it. There's a Velcro strap. There's 2 pads, so that goes around your wrist. Here, let me open it all the way up. So you can see these little pads right here. They help a lot with hurting your wrists when you tighten them down. You want to make sure you get them real tight on your wrist because you don't want them loose or flopping anywhere. There's not much to them. It's pretty simple, pretty basic design, but they work really well. They're a lot better, in my opinion, than these old style straps like these. But hey, work with what you got. Those work good too. So the materials used on these, I believe this is just like this is like a rubbery leather. I don't even know what material this would be, but it's very durable. This has lasted a long time and it's still in very good shape. This is just like a nylon strap. Nothing's fancy. And this is just like a little cheap styrofoam pad. It's nothing, not much goes to it. And then you obviously have stitching in there to sew it all together. And these actually have a cool little feature. I don't know if you can see that. These actually say left and right. So can't get confused. Focus there. Yeah. Can't get confused on what hand they go on. That makes it super simple. As you can see, this is the logo on these. Grip Power Pads Pro. Secure your grip. GripPowerPads.com. Y'all check them out. So I believe they do have multiple sizes you can get in these straps, but really it's kind of universal. They're like a one size fit all. So the size isn't that big of a deal unless you just have really, really small hands, or if you have really, really big hands, you may want to look into getting a bigger or smaller size. But for the majority of people, these are going to be just fine the size that they come. These grips are very versatile. You can use them in pretty much any of your workouts. I mainly use them for back days, and also sometimes on leg days, I will use them as well. So any pulling movement where you're pulling, which is mainly your back, I do like to use these. But if you're trying to work on your grip strength, obviously you don't want to use these. So I don't use these for all my sets and all my workouts. I only use these for my main big heavy sets that I need the extra grip strength. But I'm actually trying to increase my grip strength. So I try not to use them unless I absolutely have to. If I'm trying to do on just like a normal workout, I won't use them. But if I go super heavy, then I will use them like on my last set to get as many reps as possible. These are very, very versatile. I also like to use them a lot on leg day because you can use them when you're doing RDLs, remaining deadlifts, or you can use them doing regular deadlifts, whatever it is. If you're having to bend over anything, holding the bar, or doing legs, you can use these as well. We all know our legs are much more stronger than our grip strength. So if you're doing like an RDL or a dumbbell lunge or something, you may need these to help you with your grip strength. Also, if you're doing some kind of shrug, if you're doing a dumbbell shrug or just a normal barbell shrug, these help a lot because you can shrug a lot of weight and your grip strength is normally going to be the first thing that fails. So that don't happen when these come into play. You can also use them on pull-ups. They're great for pull-ups, rows, bent rows, anything like that. You can use them doing biceps if you're doing bicep curls or something like that. You can also help with grip strength. But I suggest only use them when you need to. Don't overuse them because then you're going to rely on them too much and your grip strength's not going to develop like it should. You should really be working on your grip strength. Only use them on your top sets where you're doing super heavy weight and your grip strength is going to be a failing point. If it's not going to be a failing point, if you can grip it just fine, then don't worry about using those. So some exercises you may not want to use these on is any kind of push exercise, triceps, chest, shoulders. You're not really going to need these because they're not going to do anything for you, like because you're pushing, you're not pulling. So your grip strength is not really a factor in those kind of workout. So you don't really need them for that. But any kind of pulling movement, they can be used. I mean, I can't really think of a situation where you couldn't use these. You may be wondering at what fitness level should you use these? Well, I think they're great for any fitness level. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, pro. I think anybody can use these. They're going to help. There's no reason a beginner should or should not use them and a pro should or should not use them. But like I mentioned earlier, don't rely on them. Don't use them every workout. Only use them on your top super heavy sets when you absolutely need to use them. But yeah, beginner, intermediate, advanced, pro, everybody can use them and benefit from them as well. These are very, very comfortable. So like I showed you earlier, they have these pads on the inside. So these pads actually help a lot when it comes to hurting your wrist because you're going to tighten these things down on your wrist very tight so they're not loose to get the best grip possible. And these pads actually help a lot. So they're very comfortable in my opinion. And then this rubbery leather piece that goes around the bar, they feel good. It feels really good in your hand. It's very grippy and it's going to help you prevent those calluses that you get on your hand, especially when you're doing barbell movements. So they're going to be very good for that. They're also good for preventing hand fatigue. So I don't know if about you, but my hands will literally start to hurt if I'm doing too much with them. If you have like arthritis or something, these would be great for you to use because it's going to be a lot easier on your hands, keep your hands from getting very tired, and you can have much longer and better workouts because your hands aren't give out. I know that's not a thing that you think of, your hands giving out, but your hands have muscles in them just like every other part of your body. When it comes to stability in your workouts, you're definitely going to have more stability with this. That's a given. Once you put these things on and you lock them down on the bar and you get a good tight grip, that bar ain't going nowhere. If you do it just right, it ain't going nowhere. You're going to have the best grip ever on it. You ain't got to worry about dropping it. You don't even have to grip it. Like if you put it on there and roll this thing in, you can literally leave your hand open, but this thing will stay locked in. You're going to have good stability. You ain't got to worry about the bar slipping. You ain't got to worry about this coming off. It's going to grip to the bar. Like this is pretty rubbery. So it sticks to the bar very good. You're gonna have really good stability, way better than what if you had without it. Because if you're holding the bar without the grips, the bar will tend to roll in the end of your fingers, and you'll start to lose that grip. But as long as you have that thing locked on there good, you're gonna be as stable as you can get. When it comes to making improvements on your lift, I would say these definitely help because when you get to those heavier sets, obviously, if your grip is not allowing you to do them, so just by using this simple little tool, you're now able to do a lot more weight that you couldn't do without the tool. So, yes, they definitely help you with your lifting technique, with your strength. You automatically get stronger just by using these. And I don't mean you put on more muscle or get stronger. You get stronger just because you can hold more weight in your hand with these than you could without them. So this don't limit your muscles, like your back muscles or your leg muscles to a certain weight, because you can go above and beyond that by using these, if that makes sense. No, they don't make you stronger by any means. They just help you hold the bar, which ultimately will help you get stronger. You will see noticeable improvements in your lifting technique and form immediately. As soon as you start using these, you'll see improvements because you're no longer having to struggle to hold on to the bar. Like, this has got you. And then you can focus more on the actual lift, the actual exercise. You can focus more on doing it the correct way, having proper form, and you're not worried about letting go of the bar or losing grip. So just by wearing these, you'll immediately see improvements. So a little bit about the maintenance on these. Honestly, I don't do anything to maintain them. You could wash them if you wanted to. They got sweaty. But like I said, I don't use them for every lift, so they don't really get sweaty. I just use them for one, maybe two sets. So they don't really get sweaty for me, and they don't really get that dirty. You could clean them if you wanted to, but I don't really see the reason. Unless you're just a really heavy sweater and they get really sweaty. When it comes to their longevity, highly recommend them for their longevity. This is the only pair of these I've ever bought. And like I said, this ain't even the name brand. This is just like a knockoff brand, I would say, or a cheaper brand of it. And they've lasted me for years. I don't know exactly how many years I've had them, but I've had them for several years and I've used them a lot. So honestly, they still look almost new, in my opinion. I do actually put these in my gym bag, and when I do, I squish them down. So they are like flat like this in my gym bag, which is probably not the best form. Probably wears them out a little quicker, but that's how I do them. You mean if you let them out of their bag, they would hold their shape and form even longer. So yeah, when it comes to longevity, they're going to last you a very long time. For the price you pay for these, they're definitely worth it. So now we're going to get to the part that I know y'all all been waiting for, and that's the price. How much do these cost? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, these are 100% worth the money. They're definitely a good bang for your buck if you're serious about your training. This brand right here that I have, the Grip Power Pads, were only $25. That's very reasonable in my opinion. That's pretty cheap. If you get the name brand Versa Grips, I think they start out at $55 and they have like a pro version that's $75. So if you want to get the little bit nicer ones, you can get these. They also have the Gym Reapers brand also sells them. They have them listed for $40. They also have Cobra Grips and several other brands that are on Amazon. You can check them out, look them up on Amazon. They have plenty of different ones you can try. They're all basically the same. They may look slightly, this little pad may be slightly different shaped, but for the most part, it's all the same. They all do the same exact job. And I would say they all work just as good as one another. So check them out on Amazon. There'll be a link down in the description. That will be an affiliate link. So if you use that link, I'd appreciate it. But honestly, highly recommend these, especially for the price. $25. You can't beat that. And they're better than using these old long ones that you have to wrap around like you used to back in the day. So if you haven't got you a pair yet, what are y'all waiting on? Go ahead, get you a pair today. You won't be disappointed with them, I promise. But I want y'all to let me know down in the comments below, which ones do y'all like better? Do y'all like the new style straps or do y'all like the old style straps? Which ones? I know a lot of people used to use these back in the day. I used them for years myself, but we move on to bigger and better things. Y'all let me know in the comments down below which one y'all like better. And if you've only ever used these, I promise you, get you a pair of these, try them out. You won't be disappointed. If you do buy these, you're going to need a gym bag to put them in. So click this video right here for the best gym bag under $50.